35 years of GTI vehicles and 30 years of the GTI meeting at Lake Wörth, this double anniversary was one reason for Volkswagen to present a very special Golf GTI concept car in 2011. An engine which has been tuned to 272 kilowatts, a tailored sound system and many lovely details. This is the Golf GTI Reifnitz, named after the place at Lake Wörth where the GTI meeting takes place. But like every other car, the Golf GTI Reifnitz was only a body in white in the beginning. The first paint layers have already been applied. The basic color is onyx white. The sidewalls, the bonnet, the roof and the rear lid have red and blue strips. The paint work did not only require a lot of work, but also a lot of paint.
There are 8 layers now, 4 BC layers, 4 clear coat layers. First, we apply about 5 liters of white paint consisting of primer and pearlescent paint. Then we apply 5 liters of clear coat. After that, the clear coat is ground and masked. Then, blue paint is applied, about 3 liters. And again, 5 liters of clear coat. Then we grind the clear coat again. After that, red paint, about 1 liter, and clear coat again. Finally, we grind and polish it. These many clear coat layers are necessary to cover the edges, so that nobody will notice that there are edges, but that everything is smooth. And the surface shines.
This year again, the Golf GTI Reifnitz is a project of the apprentices at the Wolfsburg plant. The 20 participating apprentices started to plan the GTI Reifnitz as early as 1 year before the meeting at Lake Wörth. They have developed the design in white, blue and red themselves.
First, the team consisted of automotive mechatronics engineers and painters, and we developed the design. First of all, we made 3 proposals, and then we chose the one which was the most appealing and which we liked best. Thus, the design was developed.
And who decided that the most appealing proposal was really implemented?
We, the apprentices, decided that and represented the proposal to the committee. And they gave their consent to it, that we were allowed to use it. And they made proposals what we could improve and what we could change. The design department made proposals and thus the design was developed.
The committee consists of board members, members of the Works Council and trainers of Volkswagen Coaching. They supported the apprentices in all questions. Of course, all people involved have put heart and soul into the project.
The interior and exterior are very fascinating. When you look at the color concept, it is striking straight away. The lines and the colors, and the consistent implementation in the interior, including the seats and the vents. This is a very special thing which I like very much. For me, as an engineer, it is important what happens under the bonnet. This is the engine tuning. We've not only programmed the control units differently, but also technical details play an important role. The charge air coolers, for example.
In the workshop, the mechatronics apprentices tuned the engine to the phenomenal 272 kilowatts. These are about 120 kilowatts more than the standard engine has. Also, the maximum engine torque of more than 480 Newton meters is amazing. The apprentices have had many ideas to reach these numbers. The most important measures are a more powerful camshaft, a changed engine management and a bigger turbocharger in combination with an improved exhaust manifold. And while Thomas Olzem assembles the turbocharger and the exhaust manifold, Julia Groß already mounts the intake manifold on the engine. How does the manifold gasket have to be mounted? This is not really a problem, because the apprentices have prepared well for the tuning and they have all the necessary documents ready. Because of the high power of the turbocharger, it compresses the intake air better than the standard turbocharger does. Thus, more oxygen molecules per cylinder charge reach the combustion chamber.
The standard charger is a turbocharger too, but it's smaller. Therefore, it doesn't have the power which we want to have. We'll mount a larger turbocharger with more power. Thus, more air is let into the combustion chamber, more fuel is injected, and more power is generated. After that, we will update the software of the engine control unit to achieve even more power.
The paint and the engine are already in progress, but of course, the interior requires a lot of work too. In the rear of the vehicle, everything is tuned to the sound system. Model-making apprentices produce the support for subwoofer and power amplifier, everything by hand. An eye for detail, a steady hand and a lot of patience are necessary here. After all, the installation should be perfect when it's ready. Therefore, everything is improved, filled and ground. Of course, the seats are not standard either. The padding is tailored by hand and tuned to the seats. Every detail, including the color of the seams, are the idea of the apprentices. Also in respect to the interior, they show creativity and the ability to develop an entire vehicle in line with their ideas. But let's talk about the drivetrain again. The engine tuning is finished and the powerful engine has already been mounted. When tuning the engine, you have to think about increasing the braking power. So the braking system is not standard either. The mechatronics apprentice Sarina Pilz is part of the team that chose the components.
Because of the engine tuning, there's higher power. You have to intercept it with a braking system. Here we have a better braking effect. Because of the ventilated and perforated brake disc, we have a better cooling effect. This prevents brake fading. The brake caliper consists of 4 brake pistons. The brake pads press against the brake disc at the same time. Thus, the efficiency is higher.
And now they still have to fit the 19-inch alloy wheels and the vehicle is ready for driving.
Here we have the tires from Dunlop. Their width is 225 mm. The number 35 stands for the tire height and width. The Z means that a tire is suitable for a maximum speed of 300 km per hour. R stands for radial and the number 19 for 19-inch rims.
But ready for driving does not mean that the GTI is ready in general now. Because the sound system, which has been especially developed, is as important as the engine tuning. The GTI meeting is about to come and the sound system has already been fitted. But when trying it for the first time, the apprentices are not absolutely satisfied with the sound.
I've just found out that the subwoofers are not working. I've seen that a cinch connector has not been plugged in, and therefore I'll plug it in, and then everything should work.
Everything is fixed, ready for the big day. But will Professor Martin Winterkorn, chairman of the board of management, be as satisfied with the sound as the young designers of the show car? You can see that he is. After that, Martin Winterkorn talked to the apprentices about their concept car. Everybody can see that he is enthusiastic about the vehicle. Dr. Ulrich Hackenberg has never had doubts that the apprentices will design and build a great car.
I think that it's a very appealing overall composition. I followed the construction process. We really put emphasis on the detail, the seams, and we wanted that all the details, that everything fits together. And I have found out that over the time the apprentices were working on the vehicle, they got a feeling about how the things fit together, how you can match one thing with another. So that it's not overdone, but a highlight anyhow. This overall composition is a special thing. We must always be a bit better than our suppliers. Therefore, it's very important to support and develop skills. And this starts with the skills of the apprentices. A special thing of Volkswagen is that it's good in crafts. The Tornado line, the composition of colors, interior haptics and optics. And the apprentices can learn these with the help of this car.
And just after the GTI meeting in 2011, the preparations for the GTI Reifnitz 2012 start, and it will be designed by apprentices too.